An update everybody is wanting to hear as the coronavirus continues to spread throughout Georgia and the country. There are now a total of 146 confirmed cases in 27 counties statewide, still with one death. Fulton, Cobb, DeKalb, and Bartow counties reporting double-digit cases.
And we've just learned that a second person who tested positive for COVID-19 is going to be arriving at the hard labor Creek State Park in Morgan County, and they'll arrive this evening.
And today, Governor Kemp signed an amended budget with $100 million in emergency funding to stop the spread of the virus.
We are here to provide you with facts, not fear, when it comes to the state's handling of this pandemic. 11 Live's Joe Hankey kicks off our team coverage for you, starting by breaking down the cases and where testing now stands in the state of Georgia.
Since Friday, there are now more than 100 new confirmed COVID-19 cases across Georgia. And for the first time, we have numbers showing how many people are being tested for the virus by the state's public health lab. Numbers sent to me by the Georgia Department of Public Health show since testing began on March 5th and running through March 15th, the state tested 308 people, but they ran 447 tests. The state ran more tests than patients, the State Department of Public Health spokeswoman tells me, because CDC testing guidelines until about a week ago required 2 tests for each person with both a nasal and throat specimen. The state numbers do not include tests run by private labs, the CDC, or other sources. And while Governor Brian Kemp, during a video conference call today, once again said by the end of the week the state should be able to test 200 people per day, the state health commissioner provided some important context. She said not everyone who wants to be tested by the state will be able to be tested at this time.
We want to test those individuals at highest risk and can continue to work with individuals in the community, managing them at home, monitoring them as we have many of our patients already.
As of noon today, there are now 146 confirmed COVID-19 cases, including one death across 27 counties, up from 23 counties on Monday. Stepping back to last Friday, confirmed cases have now more than tripled. Currently, 9 counties have at least 5 cases. Fulton is home to the most patients. Cobb remains the only county to have a COVID-19 related death. And overnight, 4 counties, Columbia, Paulding, Richmond, and Rockdale, joined the list of counties with confirmed COVID-19 cases. And from yesterday to today, there is little change in the demographics of who is being diagnosed with COVID-19 in Georgia. It's still split almost 50-50 between males and females. Also, the majority of cases still falling in 2 age groups, those being 18 to 59 and 60 plus.
The coronavirus